defining moment I ever had in Iraq. There's so many times where you're kicking indoors and you're moving so quick, grabbing things that you're just kind of moving and you're going based off of the training you had. This one I had time to think about, because I was jumping into this hole, and it was right on the side of the Tigris Rivers, and we're sitting there and looking at it, and your mind starts racing through this decision-making process of, okay, what's the best way to do this? What's the most tactically sound way to do it? And you're going through all of this. At some point, like, I had this moment of clarity where it was, my dad told me this story. As a homicide detective, he was on an officer-involved shooting team. He got moved over there and he was investigating, and there was an officer that had left cover and got hit multiple times pulling one of his buddies out. And my dad's telling me the story as I'm a kid. The guy's superior officer tried to throw him under the bus, saying that his tactics weren't sound, he screwed up here and the whole deal. And the review board got done looking at what this guy had done in this moment and came back and told the captain, not only do we not find that he has done anything outside of the tactics, techniques, and procedures authorized by the LAPD, but we will be very curious as to what award for valor you plan to put him in for. And then they get into the elevator and they're going down, and my dad's sitting there, and there's him and this other detective that he worked with is looking at one of the guys. He goes, yeah, you don't think he was wrong in the way he did it? And he looks at him and he goes, no, Captain, I think that he acted heroically. But for some reason in that moment in Iraq, as I've got my cordon established and we're trying to find where this guy is hiding, and I got to jump down into this little hole, that story came back to me, and it was like, I will never be able to explain to my son if I didn't do what was my responsibility to do in this moment, and somebody else gets hurt because I didn't do it. Now look, very anticlimactic, right? We got in there, got the guy, but it was just that moment of kind of thinking about that. Combat does bring you face to face with a lot of very, very difficult decisions that you're probably not going to have to face in most areas of your life. One of the benefits that I think I received out of it was this idea that you truly figure out what it is that you're not only willing to fight for, but what you're willing to sacrifice for, what you're potentially willing to give up everything for. And a lot of people will look at this from the geopolitical standpoint and say, oh, that's stupid. Why were we even there in the first place? Okay, fine, whatever. But in that moment, somebody was dangerous down there that had hurt two of my guys, and I was responsible for something. And I was either going to do it or I wasn't going to do it. And I was going to have to live with that one way or another. Thank God I had been surrounded with enough people in my life that had taught me that genuinely understanding the value of individual liberty also means assuming personal responsibility. One of the biggest problems that I have with some people that claim to be on the liberty movement is that they're not for liberty, they're for licentiousness. I want to be free to live an honorable life. It was understanding that when you have said you are going to do something, you do it with honor, and you do it regardless of what the potential consequences might be to yourself. And if you're not prepared to do that for anything in your life, you will never truly understand what it means to be free.